Well, good day. Just home from a very long walk. Picked up some books and what else? Oh, found a pretty cool tip on some music. So, currently reading a book about Harry Smith. He was a folk archivist, artist, musician, mystic. If you liked the song in the movie The General's Daughter, the Sea Lion Woman, not the Nina Simone, I'm talking about the one that sounded like super old folk music, then you will love Harry Smith's anthology. I found a selection of it on Spotify, even though Spotify made my phone go wonky. I'm going to take a look. It's 6 CDs. Sounds pretty cool. So far, what I've listened to, really, really enjoyed. The book, by the way, excellent book. Um, and the books that I picked up, you're going to love this. It's pretty cool. Part of my adventure was the fact that for some reason, this particular book, which when I saw it, I was very excited because it's supposed to be the translation of the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Yogananda. So that's a big deal. I didn't even know this was in existence. As far as that I could have access to. I don't know where this comes from. But it actually comes, this is chapters 1 through 5, and this is the rest of them, 5 to 18, right? If you look, sorry, 6 to 18. If you look on the spine, it tells you that. But as you see, I just grabbed the two of them. I was, not paying attention. I just assumed somebody put in two of the same book. So I checked to see which one was in better shape, and I grabbed only one of them. Meanwhile, after a couple kilometers of walking, I pulled over, just, take a look. And that's when I realized I only had chapters 6 to 18, which is cool, only incomplete. So I had to turn around, walk a couple more kilometers. So it's been a long day, long day, but super worth it having gotten this. Not only is it a translation of the Bhagavad Gita by Swami Yogananda, but it's got just no end to commentary, more commentary than most I've seen. So I think this calls for maybe a reading group. I know it's probably not for everyone, the Bhagavad Gita, but it is a wonderful piece of literature as much as a treatise on yoga, which inspired Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, inspired Gandhi, inspired many of people, including myself. It's one of my favorite books. It's actually what made me fall in love with Sanskrit and the philosophy. I wanted to study Buddhism, but when I went to school, that really wasn't an option. So I actually had to, look at the Upanishads and the Bhagavad Gita. The Upanishads, for some reason, at first just didn't resonate for me. But when I read the Bhagavad Gita, I fell in love. One of my favorite translations was Nash Eshwaran's. He was an English professor and a professor of Sanskrit. Definitely where you'd want to get your English translation of the Bhagavad Gita from. But Yogananda, I think I'm going to love this. Right? So it looks like a lot, but I guarantee you, once you start reading the Bhagavad Gita, it's one of those things that you won't get tired of it. What else did I find? Ooh, this was quite interesting. Now, I've mentioned this before. I don't talk about it much because I don't think it has as much relevance today as many people seem to think it does. This is The Art of War by Sun Tzu. This is a newer translation. I haven't read it. It's by J.H. Huang. He spent 7 years researching the Yin text. So I'm excited also because of the amount of comments. So you can go through uh, the Art of War line by line if you wanted. That might be something worth getting together to read, especially since I could give some context to its connection to the I Ching, the Chinese Book of Change, right? The 100 Schools of Philosophy in China, and what led to the inspiration of this particular document. Right? And one other thing I've found so common is the use of the uh, revised standard version. I haven't come across just a regular revised standard. This is the new revised standard. And usually, what I do is I'll go to a section that I'm familiar with, um, and then I'll just read what I think of the translation. Right. So here's 23. The Lord is my shepherd; I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. And then he's got little notes for each one here, right? He leads me beside still waters. That's J. Waters of rest, right? From the Hebrew. Then he restores my soul. Yeah, I almost said it, right? From the King James, he restoreth my soul. That's a K. And or restoreth my life. He leads me in right paths. Where are we here? Or paths of righteousness. So I like that. I mean, it's simpler language for many people. I myself love the King James, so I like that it has some throwback, especially for the Hebrew. That's where my concordance comes in, right? I can actually go and look. And what I found most chuffety is, once again, large print. I'm an old man, and I need the large print. And I do like the format. I like the lay flat format. Makes it much easier for research. Um, and once again, it doesn't look like it was well used. It looks like I've crinkled it up more since I've had it for, well, that's probably from being in my bag. I mean, I dragged it for miles all over town. But yeah, that was a pretty good haul. I really can't recommend the Bhagavad Gita more highly. Depending on the translation, some are even more inspiring than others. I'm super chuffed to read Yogananda's translation. Yogananda he's a big deal. You can look him up. He wrote a book called the Autobiography of a Yogi, and that inspired a bunch of people. I myself was originally inspired by Swami Vivekananda and his speech he gave in the Americas in 1893 at the World Congress of Religions, talking about how equanimity, upeksha, in the Sanskrit, this idea that goes back to the Upanishads. The Isha Upanishads, line 6, states that when you see the other in oneself, and when you see oneself in the other, that is the secret to liberation, to reducing your suffering, to making things work a little better, right? So on that, I thank you very much, and yeah, have a fabulous day. Don't forget to check out Harry Smith's anthology of folk music. You'll love it.